Okay, Jim, as promised, here's your tutorial on how to make a post on your WordPress site. A couple things first. I recommend you expand this video into full screen. Luckily, you've got two screens, so you can do that. And pause often, and hopefully you'll be able to shuttle back and forth. I'm not sure. So anyway, let's get started. I've already sent you an email that contains some information. You already know this. This is the address to your WordPress dashboard. You've got your new blog copy. It's proofed and it's ready. You've got a title for it. You have an image that you want to use for this tutorial saved to your computer, or if you're doing your blog post, you have your image ready to go before we start. This little piece of code, you're going to use this later on. Don't worry about that right now. And these are some rules about images that we use in posts on paymarcommunications.com. So we'll get to those a little bit later, but let's get started. You should go to your WordPress dashboard, which looks just like this. Log in. And it should be logging in. There we go. Okay. Now, on the left-hand side here, you'll see some options. You already know about these. You've been to pages, I think, and I think we went into posts. But right now we're going to add a new post. So if we expand that menu, we're going to click on Add New. And we'll wait for our new post page to come up. And there it is. Okay. Nice brand new page. Okay. So let's go back to the copy that you have prepared. And I'm using this, Ford Motor Down the Reputation Highway. Copy the title, just the title. Highlight it and copy it. Go back to your edit screen and paste that into the title field, very top. Alright? Now let's go to our copy and let's highlight all of that. Alright? Copy it and go back to our post edit screen. Alright, before we paste our text into this box here, there's something that we have to do. When we edit text in other programs like Microsoft Word or in an email or a lot of other applications, there is some code embedded in that text that if we paste it in here will mess up the site. So we always paste in plain, clean text, and there's a way to do that. You should see two toolbars right above your content edit box there. If you don't see two, there's this little button. It's called Show Hide Kitchen Sink. It's got these little colored boxes on it. I don't know why they don't just call it More Tools, but if you only have one toolbar, click on that. You'll see a second one below it. And there's this button. It's a clipboard with a T on it. It says Paste is Plain Text. Let's click on that, and let's paste our copy right in there. Boom, done. Okay? Clean copy. Free of HTML code or whatever else might be in there. Alright? You'll see these paragraphs look good when I just paste it in there. Sometimes they come out like this, like too wide. Just back them up a little bit with the backspace and make sure you have a space there. So that's good. Okay? Let's save this draft, something we should be doing often anyway. In this publish box, you'll see this button, Save Draft. Save it. Actually, to avoid all confusion, I'm going to just rename this post that. Save it again. Okay. Alright, so the next thing we have to do is we have to enter our SEO details. and that is the box right below the one we were just working in, SEO details and additional style. Um, this custom title tag will be the title that will show up when people find your site on Google. It's also the title that goes right up here. Let me switch back to the website. You see this title up in the very, very top left? We're filling in that title right now. Okay, so this is very important. So you can use the same one that you're using. You can highlight it, copy it. But if you feel that your title is a little vague in some way, you like the way it sounds, it works for the article, but as far as keywords and things like that, it might seem a little vague, you could rewrite this title if you want. That's okay. To make it more attractive for search engines. This looks pretty good. This one's good, except for the tutorial part. That box is going to continually pop up. I'm sorry about that. So I'm just going to use the title we have. The next thing we need to get is our meta description, and that can be found right in our article. Whatever works best. It shouldn't be too long, maybe 3 sentences or so, 3 or 4 sentences. But for right now, I'm going to grab this one. Now you can write a custom meta description if you'd like. The whole idea of these SEO details are to make it easier for the user to find what they're looking for. Google ranks based on how helpful your articles really are for searches. So we want to be honest about what we're putting in here and not just use things to attract people to the link or whatever, okay? So in this case, I used a paragraph from the article itself, and there's another place that we can use this this copy. We can also use it in our excerpt, and the excerpt box is right down here. Excerpt, okay? And we'll paste that in. Paste it in. Now, what's the excerpt? It is this. Go to the Paymar website. I'm going to look at the page blog. Okay. Do you see this copy with our articles right here? This is the excerpt, okay? So you could write a custom excerpt if you want. If you think you can write something a little more, you know, a little more of a tease to it. But you can also do it the way I've done it just now. That works many times. Comments, way down at the bottom. This is a blog post, so we will allow comments. Post author is me. Make sure it's you. It'll be Jim Paymar. If you're doing it, it'll likely put you down as the post author. And save draft. Alright. One last SEO detail to fill in. Keywords. 10 to 15 keywords. Very relevant to what you're talking about. Alright, remember, always trying to be helpful. So this is Ford, reputation, crisis, auto, industry. All our keywords are separated by a comma. There is no spell check in this field, so make sure you spell everything correctly. Bailout, anything you want. I would use more keywords than this, but use the most relevant keywords you can think of. Okay, 10 to 15 of them. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is choose a category for this post. So some of these categories are not in use. I have to remove those. But the ones we are using are announcements, not very often at all, but that's there. Reputation outlook and news. Okay. Remember, all our blogs are being placed to the Reputation Outlook page now, so all our blogs are categorized as Reputation Outlook. News is news. And when we select that, that determines what's going to come up on this page. the blog page and what comes up on the news page. All right. Okay, save draft. Okay, so I'm going to split this tutorial up into two parts because the next part we're going to do is images. So that's something you're going to be coming back to very often. You don't want to fast forward through all this stuff. So this could be a part 2. So this concludes part 1. Start part 2 after this.